Recently, a Montana lawmaker out of Kalispell, Keith Regier, filed a draft resolution urging Congress to investigate alternatives to the American Indian reservation system. Regier has since pulled the draft from consideration, but the initial maneuver has already done damage. I spoke with a number of tribal leaders regarding the misguided nature of the resolution. Why the resolution was pulled isn't specified, though Regier says the resolution was interpreted in a way that wasn't intended by the press and public. But to the tribal leaders of Montana, the interpretation was clear.
Time is blatant racism at its finest, and it's been going on like this for the past few years.
This is Jeff Stiffarm, president of the Fort Belknap Community Council. His frustrations lie in a lack of consultation, an issue frequently realized when laws are drafted or proposed regarding Native Americans.
These people that say they're highly educated and they're out here for the people of Montana, they seem to forget us that have been here. His ignorance for not coming here and speaking to us, even at Fort Belknap, Rocky Boy, Browning, anywhere in the Indian country, to ask our opinion, to see for himself firsthand what it is like to live on the Indian reservation is ignorance on his part.
I think it would have been a much wiser decision, if you really want to do something like this, to bring the Native Americans in and say, hey, look, you know what your problems are better than anybody. And I think if you really were serious about getting this resolution done, you'd have brought Native American folks in to be partners with you, not adversaries of you.
The only way to combat this stuff is by having educated people in the right places and by having those people in the state senate.
Derek Regier is the representative for the River District Assiniboine. He believes it to be imperative that Indian education is mandated for all groups, including the country's legislators, which may reduce these common misconceptions.
Indian education for all should have been enacted 50, 60 years ago, then we wouldn't run into a lot of things like this. This is simple education. We know the beauty of our people. We know the beauty of our reservation. We know the reasons why we have it here, why we feel at home here, why we have our sense of community.
Lonnie Taylor, a business committee member for the Chippewa Cree tribe, sees the maneuver as an act to assimilate Native Americans away from their customs, many of which have already vanished.
Did he have the thought of all of the language that was taken from the time that this land will start dwindling down to reservations, our ceremonies and our languages and our traditions, our culture, all of that just gone?
For Jesse Bigknife, Attorney General for the Chippewa Cree, these tired and accusatory legislative measures seem to distract from the real change needed to be made in the legislation at the tribal and state levels.
You would hope in 2023 that we would be looking to move forward, and like you said, there are greater legislation issues. I mean, there's the opioid crisis, child care is an issue, health care. Those are issues that the tribe and the state both are facing, and we want a bigger, brighter future, and just seeing that attack, it's discouraging.
The following are statements from U.S. Senator Steve Daines, which reads, Senator Daines is focused on representing all Montanans, including our state's tribal members in the U.S. Senate. This includes dealing with the missing and murdered Indigenous people and protecting our communities from fentanyl. A statement from Gerald Gray, tribal chair for the Little Shell Chippewa, reads, We have a beautiful culture. We have a system of government that's been in place a long time. If they're so concerned about us, why don't they start honoring the treaties to the level they should be honored?
The least the government can do is let us live the best we can on the reservations that were given to us, the land that was given to us.
In north central Montana, Owen Skornick Hayes, MTN News.